takes a lot of components to go into wind turbines, but also the heavy cranes to get them into the wind turbines. And they have a lot of exciting new things they want to talk about, but mostly show you. Here to talk about is Armin Seidel, the Area Sales Manager, Heavy Lift Ship and Offshore Cranes at Liebherr.
Thanks a lot for the introduction.
Good afternoon, good to have you here. We know you from the components. In the wind turbines, you're mostly going to talk to us about the heavy cranes to get them into. Show us what are the newest things that you have.
All right, yeah, thanks a lot. I would like to show you a picture where you can see the Liebherr components on one side and also the cranes. Yeah? You know, we are providing cranes from the whole logistic chain, which are starting with the LHM, and I would like to show you here some figures which are maybe or most likely very impressive for you. Liebherr is or delivered components for 25,000 wind turbines worldwide over the years. These are onshore and offshore wind turbines, but I think if you multiply this with the gigawatt or with the megawatt of the wind turbines, then you see this is a big number. Yeah? We are more or less really not in every wind turbine included, but in the majority. Yeah? And you see also that we have 6 factories which are close to the OEMs worldwide to deliver the components. Yeah? All right, good. Then we come to the opposite, to the cranes. Even here, we installed or we utilized our cranes for 26,000 wind turbines worldwide. Even this is an impressive figure. And this shows also the importance of the offshore and onshore wind industry for Liebherr. Yeah? So maybe also an interesting figure by one of our reference, or biggest reference cranes installed on the DEME innovation. This crane is working since 2012. And in the meanwhile, we reached 33,000, I need to correct this, 33,000 operating hours. This is for this size of cranes, this size of unit, really a massive figure. This I can highlight here as well. Right, okay.
Yes, bring us to your latest cranes, show them.
Yeah, all right, I mentioned already that Liebherr is able to utilize the crane or the own crane portfolio for the whole logistic chain for the offshore wind industry. And you see here the harbor mover cranes. In this area, we are the market leader. And this is the first step. This is the loading at the OEM to a train, to a vessel in the port, wherever. And this is the start of the logistic chain with the Liebherr crane. Yeah? Good. Even here, you see on the biggest unit is the LHM 800. This is the biggest harbor mover crane worldwide and the benchmark today. Good. The next step in the logistic chains are the ship cranes. And even here, we have rope luffing ship cranes. This starts at 150 tons and adds up to XXX. Today, we are building 800-ton ship cranes in a series. And we see the development of the growth of the wind turbine, or the size growth of the wind turbines, and we see most likely a further growth of our cranes as well. Yeah? Right. Okay. Then we have the smaller ship cranes with cylinder luffing. I don't want to go too much in detail. And then we come to the offshore cranes. Yeah? I don't know whether it's known for you. Liebherr has a wide portfolio of offshore cranes. I just focus here on the cranes which are applicable for the wind industry or offshore wind industry. At first, we have the platform cranes which are installed on the DC platforms in the north and more or less worldwide on the DC platforms. And these cranes are necessary for the commissioning of the platforms at the beginning and later on for the maintenance. Yeah? And the challenge of this application for these cranes is these platforms should be in the future unmanned for 6 or 12 months or longer. And you need the cranes on board just for the maintenance. And that's I would like to go in detail on the end of the presentation when I show something about our Liebherr product. Good. Yeah, then we have the heavy lift offshore cranes. Here we have 3 series. The first series is a Boss series, which is more or less the smallest. It starts at approximately 1,200 tons and ends up at 2,000 tons approximately. These cranes are a little bit designed in the past, but even still operation, or they're still in operation. And these are also the tools for the O&M in the future, because we see there the same requirements as for the installation cranes, but the units, the O&M jackups, the O&M vessels are smaller, and that's why we need here a very light product, a very light crane, which is even capable to reach the lifting heights and also the maximum SWLs which are required. Yeah? Right. Okay, then we go to the next one. These are the crane around the legs. I mentioned already here the innovation, but also the vol-au-vent is one of our references. We see the further development of the market, which is driven by the component, or the growth of the component size and component weights. And there's also a big question mark where it ends. Yeah? Where's the limit for the jackups according to the lifting capacity which is necessary? These cranes, or the bigger crane around the legs, should be also capable to install monopiles, jackets, and different kind of foundations for the wind turbines itself, but sometimes also for smaller platforms. Yeah? Right.
Can we look at the future? Because this is now. We already be hearing all day. The future of wind parks: bigger, 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 further, further, further. Yeah. What does that mean for you?
I swip a little bit to the next slide. This has a direct impact on our crane development. Also, we need to scale up. And here's one direct product which was developed in the last year and is now in production, which depends directly on the growth, or the growth of the weight of the wind turbines, especially the nacelles. This LS800 is a full electric driven crane with a maximum SWL of 800 tons. And we fulfill the lifting requirements on one side, but also the requirements according to a green footprint, which is necessary in this market. Yeah? Right. Okay, then we have also further developments in the market. These are going to digitalization on one side, cost reduction, but even also automation. And here I mentioned at the beginning our platform cranes and the requirement that you can use this crane also after 12 months unmanned time on the platform. And the idea is that you reduce the expenditures, the cost for maintenance of these cranes directly, but also the time. It doesn't make sense that you have a maintenance team which brings the crane in operation, which maintains the crane, and afterwards you can start with a campaign on the platform itself. So that's why we developed Liebherr, and then we have different modules. The final stage, or the final module, is that we have more or less a remote maintenance circle. Yeah, we test the crane by remote, maybe by an office onshore. And then we check all the functions and see, okay, something needs to change, something is okay, here we need to adjust something, and we do as much as possible from remote. Yeah?
Do we still need humans in the future, or is it all completely self-guiding, self-steering, self-lifting cranes?
I would say definitely yes. Yeah? So the humans are capable to react also on extraordinary situations. Yeah? I think that's a fact which we cannot avoid, especially under these offshore conditions. But we see also here as the next step this remote operation, for instance, for the platform cranes, but even for the ship cranes. And also in the next step, this is also a topic for the installation cranes. Yeah? I think we have different steps there. On the installation cranes, we would say, okay, the operating from the vessel bridge is one step. Yeah, but maybe in 5-10 years, we're also discussing to say there's nobody on board or nobody on deck, and the installation of a monopile, the installation of a nacelle will happen from the office. Yeah? It's a little bit the future. Technical-wise today, this is possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
If you, so basically we can have wind farms in the future where almost never a human comes because we can remote control them or have AI do it, and they can auto-grease themselves, so they can, it's basically a self-sustaining farm.
I think on the end, there's a big cost pressure in the market for the developers, for the OEMs. This should be the future. Yeah.
What is your challenge for the future? Is it, I mean, we saw these things getting bigger and bigger. Is it hard to build bigger things, or is it to predict the future? What makes you think?
I think it's a combination. Of course, especially for the installation cranes, the size is a challenge for us. Yeah? So that's one thing. The other thing is the crane is not alone. The crane needs a vessel. The vessel needs to be capable to provide the right environment for the crane itself, and it should also be capable to lift the crane itself. Yeah? So that's the dependencies which we are having here on the vessel. The other thing is we have even the rules and regulations. Yeah? The rules and regulations are limiting us today, for instance, in regards to this remote operation. That's a fact.
This morning we talked about floating wind farms. The further ashore, the more likely it is we will see floating wind farms instead of fixed wind farms. Does it matter to you? Should you say if a windmill is a windmill, or does it really matter if it's floating or fixed for you?
No, there's a big difference, we have to say. The installation of floating wind farms will happen most likely in a fjord or in calm water. There are a lot of technical items not solved yet. This I have to say. Yeah. What we see, this is a future market. This is not the market for today. We are working today already on these solutions. This is what I can say. But here we need also the close relationships, the close communication to the OEMs. On one side for the wind turbines, but even for the foundations, for the floating foundations. Yeah? Because the floating foundations are defining the accelerations, the movements, the amplitudes, and so on all these facts and figures we need for our R&D.
Okay, so you need to know what the manufacturers need. So come to your booth, tell what you want, and you will find a solution for it.
Thanks a lot. You're welcome.
Wonderful. You're very welcome, and also meet at, yeah, you can give a round of applause.
Thank you.
And we're going to meet you also do the networking drinks.
Right.
Yeah. And we have a few minutes left for questions. If people have questions or ideas for you already, or requests, you can lay down your request for the things that you have to build in the future. I see no, then you have been extremely clear. Thank you so much, and good luck building the cranes of the future.
Have a nice show.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.